Good Tuesday morning, 8 o'clock, April 18th, 2023. Baseball records, batting average. I'm looking at 169 Hall of Fame baseball players, ranking them according to the best batting average. Number one, Ty Cobb, 366. Right now, I'm on number 71. My previous videos covered the first 70. 71 on the list, ranked. Jake Beckley, career batting average, 308. And his high for a season, 345. I got some quarrels with Jake Beckley. Why? Do you know that he ended up with 2,938 hits and called it a career? What are you doing, Jake? You are 62 hits shy of 3,000, and you call it a career. What's the matter with you? 3,000 is a magic number. He's not the only one. Do you know that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players who had over 2,900 hits, and yet all 7 of them fell short of 3,000 by quitting, retiring, stop playing. The guy that really gets me is Sam Rice. He had 2,987 hits, 13 hits shy. Come back the next year, play for less money, whatever. You're 13 hits shy. Get your 13 hits, then retire. Sam Rice said in an interview, I didn't know my stats. Kind of a dumb answer. Sam Crawford, 2,961. So he's 39 hits shy. He stops playing. Frank Robinson, 2,943, 57 shy. Willie Keeler, 2,932, 68 shy. How about Roger Jake Beckley, 2,938, 62 hits shy. And how about Roger Hornsby, 2,930, 70 hits shy. He stops. And Al Simmons, 2,927. He's 73 hits shy. All these guys, 7 of them, made the biggest blunder in baseball history, in my opinion, by stopping playing baseball, being just a few hits shy of the magic number of 3,000. Unforgivable in baseball terms. But that's Jake Beckley, 71 on the list. 72, King Kelly, 307 lifetime batting average. And his high, 388. The year he batted 388, he got 175 hits in 118 games. He ends up with about 1,800 hits. Didn't play long enough. King Kelly. Played in the 1880s, 1890s. 1,400 games for King Kelly. He's 72 on the list, 307 lifetime. 73 on the list, Frank Baker. Home Run Baker, they called him. Even though he didn't hit that many home runs. This guy has a nickname, Home Run Baker, Frank Baker. But you know how many career home runs he had for his career? I've got it here. He has 96 career home runs. And his nickname is Home Run Baker? Nah. His high for a season, 12 home runs. Not a Home Run Baker, come on. But he ends up with a 307 lifetime batting average, played in the 1910s, 1,800 hits, 1,500 games. 74 on the list, Hack Wilson, slugger. I'm impressed with Hack Wilson, but I'm kind of also disappointed in him. Why? Do you know he only played 11 years? Hack Wilson, 1,300 games. Not very many, Hack. Why? 1,400 hits, but he does end up with a 307 lifetime batting average, and I like that because he's a slugger. Slugged 244 home runs in 1,300 games. If he plays 2,600 games, he's close to the 500 mark in home runs. So he has the combination of slugging and a good batting average. I like that. 75 on the list, George Kell. 306 lifetime batting average, and his high, 340. Forgot to mention with Hack Wilson, his high was 356 the year that he got 191 RBIs. 56 homers, 191 RBIs, and bats 356. Very good year for Hack Wilson. George Kell, though, 306 lifetime, 340 was his high for a year. He did have 218 hits that year. Ends up with 2,000 hits, 1,800 games. Some of these guys, they need to play more games. They need to be in like the 25, 26, 2,800 game range. And that is a really good career. But when you stop at about 1,795, not enough games, my opinion. 76 on the list, Paul Molitor, new school. Interesting guy, Paul Molitor. Not a slugger, just had 200 homers. But what I like about him, he has a 306 lifetime batting average, and he played the 2,600 games. And he ends up with 3,319 hits. Very good. Listen to this. Toward the end of his career, he played a full season, 1996. He's getting close to 40 years old. And you know what he does? He gets 225 hits and bats 341. Quality guy. His high, though, was 353. Had a couple 200 hit seasons. Paul Molitor. I like his stance. Very straight up, bat on the shoulder almost. Just a little off the shoulder, and then boom, solid hitter. Paul Molitor. 77 on the list, Ernie Lombardi, catcher. I like catchers who bat over 300 for their career, and he has a 306 lifetime batting average. 1,800 games, 1,800 hits. About a hit a game. Never had 200 hits in a season, and his high was about 343. Next on the list, you'd be surprised. 78 on the list, Hammering Hank Aaron. Have you heard of this guy? Henry Aaron. 305 lifetime. Okay. $3,298 games. I like that. This guy is solid year after year after year, plays 150, 160 games, and he collects 3,771 hits. He lays the claim of the 700 homers and over 300 batting average. Him and Babe Ruth have those two claims. Babe Ruth was 342, 714 homers. Henry Aaron, 305. 755 home runs. The only squabble I'll have with Henry Aaron is the 305 lifetime. I would have liked to have seen 325, 330, maybe even 340. You're a good hitter, Henry. Why is it only 305? You know, Babe Ruth was 342, Henry. What's the difference between you and Ruth? Ruth is swinging for the fences. He struck out a lot. Why is Ruth 342 and you are 305? Ruth played 2,500 games. You played 700 more. Was that the difference? Did your average come down in those last 700 games? Henry, his high, 355. So you have the ability to bat 350. Why, Henry? 305 lifetime. But I like over 300. I don't get me wrong. I like any guy who has a lifetime batting average over 300. I just think that Henry Aaron should have been about 325, 330, maybe even 340. Henry Aaron, 78 on the list. 79, George Brett. Played a long time. Kansas City Royals, 1973, 1993, 21 years. 2,700 games. I like that. I like guys who play a long time and they maintain the batting average. He's a 3,000 hit club. See, if you play enough games, you can get over the 3,000 hit. Take note, Sam Rice. Take note, Sam Crawford. Guys with 2,900 hits. So Brett passes it. He gets 3,154 hits. What's unique about Brett? He had a 390 batting average one year. 117 games. Wish he had more games there. But he bats 390. Should have played 150 games. What happened that year? Maybe he could have got over to 400. Him and Gwynn were in the 390s. If George Brett had played 150 games that year, maybe he gets over 400 if he continues his hot hitting. A little disappointed, though, that he's about 305. I think Brett should have been about 330. That's my opinion. Lifetime. Next on the list, number 80, Billy Herman. 304 lifetime. Let's look up Billy Herman. I've got him here. H-E-R. Here he is. 304 lifetime, 2,300 hits, about 1,900 games. He had a 341 one year. He had two 200 hit seasons. Not bad, 304. 81 on the list. Mel Ott. Here's a guy, combination of slugging and a good batting average. I like those kind of guys. Did you know that Mel Ott slugged 511 homers? And he was only 5'9", 170 pounds. But he plays 2,700 games and gets 2,800 hits. So he's about a hit a game, but he's slugging more. He ends up 304, and his high, 349. Mel Ott, he's a guy that he can lay claim to 500 homers and 300 lifetime batting average. How many guys can do that? Well, guys with over 500 and a 300 lifetime: Aaron, Ruth, Ted Williams, Mel Ott. Who else? Who else has 500 homers and over 300 batting average career? Gehrig fell short. Some of the other guys fell short. The 500 homer club. Frank Thomas is another one. He had the 500 homers. Next on the list, Tony Oliva just made the Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Let's pull him up. Let's see. Tony Oliva. Let's look up at his numbers. Still alive. He's 84 years old. And he made the Hall of Fame. He collects 1,900 hits, 1,600 games, 304 lifetime, and his high, 337. Kind of like a borderline Hall of Famer, but he got in. Congratulations, Tony. 83 on the list, Chipper Jones. 303 lifetime for Chipper Jones. He was solid. 2,700 hits in 2,500 games. 468 homers. Not bad. 303 lifetime. Never had 200 hits in a season, but his high, 364. So congratulations, Chipper Jones. I'd put him in the Hall of Fame. 84 on the list. Buck Ewing. This is a guy, catcher, right? Played way back. 1880s, 1890s, 303 lifetime. Very good. 1,300 hits, 1,300 games, 1,600 hits. 303 lifetime. Never had over 200 hits in a season. His high, 344. Not bad. Next on the list, 85. Pete Rose. You heard of this guy? All right, let's look up Pete Rose. He's not in the Hall of Fame, but you got to include him as one of the greatest hitters of all time. Come on. 4,256 hits. I'd put him in the Hall of Fame. Wouldn't you? You're not going to put him in? Because of gambling? Did he really damage the game? Questionable, debatable. But Pete Rose, 303 lifetime. I like it. Why? He plays the most games. 3,562 games. 4,256 hits. 303 lifetime. The only thing I would say is, I think Pete is a 330 hitter. Why is it 303? Because he played so many games. I think as the years went by, his average went down. Because his high, 348. So he has the capacity to bat 330, 335, 340. He has 348. Listen to this. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 200 hit seasons. He's not a Hall of Famer? 10 200 hit seasons? 4,256 hits. Think of that. If you played 20 years and had 150 hits a year, that's 3,000 hits. So he's averaging over 150 hits a year. And he plays 24 years. Let's average it out. 4,256 hits divided by 24 years. He averaged 177 hits per year. He's not a Hall of Famer? I can go on and on and on with Pete Rose. I think you got to put him in the top 10 as far as the greatest hitters of all time. Where would he rank in the top 10? I don't know. His average 303. I'm a little disappointed there. But he plays so long. You ask someone to play 3,562 games and you maintain over 300 batting average, you're a Hall of Famer to me. But I think he's a 330, 335 hitter. Career. Pete Rose, one of the most remarkable players in the history of baseball, breaks the record, and I don't think that will ever be broken. There's no way. There's no one else is going to get 4,000 hits. No way. 86 on the list. Joe Cronin. Joe Cronin. He maintains a 301 lifetime. I like it. 2,000 games, 2,200 hits. Has a 200 hit season. His high 346. Give props. I would say Joe Cronin, Hall of Famer, because he got the 301 lifetime. Should have played more games, only 2,000 games. Should have played about 2,600 games. And that way he could have got close to 3,000 too, because he ends up with 2,200. He's 800 hits, needs 800 hits more to make 3,000. So if he's at 2,100 games, why not play 3,000 games, get 3,000 hits? Because he was just about a hit a game. Joe Cronin, 87 on the list. Have you heard of this guy? His name is Willie Mays. Willie Say Hey Mays, the Say Hey Kid. He's got the distinction of slugging and a 300 batting average. 660 homers, 302 lifetime. See, he's the guy that I like. He played 2,992 games. Willie, you're 8 games shy of 3,000. Why not just play 8 more games, Willie, to get 3,000, then just stop playing? Me, I'm a numbers guy. I would do that. 3,283 hits. See, if you play long enough, you get to 3,000 hits. 302 lifetime. 660 homers. Him and Aaron 305, right? Mays 302. I asked the question, do you consider Willie Mays a 302 lifetime guy? I don't. I consider him 325, 330. His high was 347, so he has the capacity again to bat over 340. He had a 345, had a 347. Some of the other years didn't have, I think he's slugging too much, so he had a 290, a 280. Willie Mays, solid Hall of Famer. Slugging and over 300. I like it. Over 301 lifetime. 302 here. 302 lifetime batting average. Willie Say Hey Mays. 88 on the list. Frank Thomas. Frank Thomas. Here's a guy slugging and 300 batting average. 2,400 hits, 2,300 games, 301 lifetime for Frank Thomas. 521 homers, and he bats 301 lifetime. I like it. Again, there's the guys that can lay the claim of over 500 homers and over 300 batting average. Ruth, Williams, Aaron, Thomas. Who is the other guy? I'd have to look up that 500 homer club and the 300 batting average club. It's about 5 or 6 or 7 guys in that club, right? Melott. Frank Thomas. 89 on the list. Roberto Alomar. You want to hear a stat on Roberto Alomar? I like this guy. Lifetime batting average, 300. 2,300 games, 2,700 hits. His high was 336. So he's not a 350 guy, not a 360 batting average guy as far as a season. He's about the 310, 320, and then he'll have a high of 336. Roberto Alomar, I like it. How do you like to finish your career? Your batting average is 300 on the nose. How about that? Way to go, Roberto. 90 on the list. Enes Slaughter. Enes Slaughter. Let's look him up. I've got him here. $300 batting average on the list. Him and Alomar can lay that claim. You want to hear something about Enos Slaughter? I didn't know this. He plays 2,380 games, and he gets 2,383 hits. 2,380 games, 2,383 hits. 1 hit per gameplay, average for his career. 300 on the nose. Nice going, Enos Slaughter. How about that? All right, that covers this video. Baseball Hall of Famers, 300 batting average and above. I like it. The next video, we're starting our countdown. We'll start with 91. We'll go through 169. We've got guys below 300 for their career. But a couple guys just missed out batting 300 just by the skin of their teeth. Just missed it. Why? We'll get into it next. Thanks for watching. I'm out.